I like to say that I'm an old-timer, and I know a lot of people with HIV and AIDS. But once you test positive for HIV, it's a lifelong illness. It's not curable. You have it. You got it.
And yes, they're still coming in newly diagnosed. I had 2 last week that came in. Oh, I just found out last week.
Ended up having a seizure and was rushed to the emergency room and was diagnosed with AIDS.
It came back positive and I was blown away.
And I knew right away that it was going to come back positive.
But at that time, my life became very dark.
Being single and dating, you know, you trust people that you're with, that you're having sexual relations with, and maybe one of them was positive, or who knows.
I am a bisexual male, and she was very supportive and wanted to continue the relationship, but I was the one that sort of backed out because I got scared of what could happen to her with this now new me.
You know, every now and again, you know, you'll have a casual sex encounter here and there, but I'm not as forward about it. I'm not going out actively looking.
Because I was afraid. I was very uneducated, didn't know if we could use the same toilet seat, the same cutlery, that sort of thing.
So instead of going out and getting drunk and having sex, it's, well, let me go have a couple of drinks and understand what I was going to be doing, and to limit my number of partners, and to have safer sex, to practice safer sex. So if there was going to be any kind of penetration, a condom was going to be used.
Once you test positive, the world changes. It's not the same. You're not the same. I will never be the same that I was before testing positive.
I could have been dead about 15 years ago, but since I've been found out I was positive, and I thank God it made me a better person too for being positive. It changed my attitude, especially me being young back then and still had all the looks and everything.
Don't get discouraged and all, but you know, all I can tell you is that you can't make up for things in your life that happen, but you know, you can make changes now. So understand, it's not all lost cause, okay?
I've learned to accept my situation, and I'm trying to educate others on their status and the importance of getting tested and knowing.
And if you do test positive, don't give up. You're not alone. I'm living proof of that. You're not alone. Just find resources. Find the people that you can connect with and get that support network in place fast.
I did not disclose to my family for 2 years, and I went on a drug binge. I started smoking crack cocaine, and that almost destroyed my life, but I felt like, in a way, I was actually trying to kill myself, because I felt like maybe I'm not going to live to see my son graduate. I'm not going to enjoy all of the other things in life.
And you know, as a person as well, being in the community and everything, you have to be very careful what you do and what you say, but you don't need to be abstinent about the fact of letting people know, because you know what? The thing is, things will go better for you in the long run. It really will.
I am in a relationship with a gentleman. We are 10 years in it, and I disclosed to him right away that I was HIV positive, and he accepted me, and he is still in my life today, and I love him very much. She asked me if Mom and Dad knew. I said no, and I said I just don't have the heart to disclose, because my family, they have high hopes for all of us, like all parents do.
I think if I'm honest with my disclosure and my status, hopefully I'll get an honest response back. I think that's all that we ask for, is honesty.
And I thought that it would be shameful and disappointing. But anyway, once they found out, my mother was very supportive, my dad was very supportive, my entire family have been very supportive. But I can tell that they sort of look at it as sort of a, you know, the stigma thing that happens. Oh, he's got that. Even though I disclosed to them, I don't feel like they're educated about HIV even to this day. And that happened back in 1996. I'm not saying that they don't show concern, but if I was to ask them some questions, or I don't think that they would know some of the answers in regards to HIV. So they're sort of in a position that I was in before I got disclosed, or before I got HIV, because I didn't really care about the education.
Because if I disclose my status, that means I've done one thing. I've been able to educate someone. I've been able to share my experience, and that's really important.
From all of the experience that I went through, I try now to help others, providing peer support to newly diagnosed.
So I just try to share my story with people and tell them how important it is to get tested and know your status and know your health, and have frank, open conversations with your doctor, your medical provider.
Because I'm so open about my status, I disclose to everybody. Friends, family, work chums. I co-host with a friend of mine a radio talk show called Pause I Am Radio, and we talk about HIV. We talk about living with HIV. We talk about our experiences with HIV, and we also bring on guests who have the same issues, who are living with it, who are trying to deal with it, or they're caregivers, or we run the gamut. And so I feel that me being open with my status will help other people be open with their status, because that's what it's, we can't just hide.
I think in a way we've gotten away from realizing what HIV and AIDS is. We don't have the face of HIV, AIDS any longer. We look good. We're trying to look good. Those that look bad died. Those that didn't look good, they're dead. But those of us who survived, we're doing okay.
Those who have tested positive, find that support network. Just work with your doctors, and you're gonna be okay. Today,
I'm a totally different person. I've been working in the field of HIV for the past 13 years, and it's the most gratifying work that I've ever done in my entire life. I love it. I care about other people that are living with HIV.
And understand your life can't be exactly the same way, but it'll be as close as you can get, and it's really, God only knows how much I feel, but I'm happy that things went like they have.